Some foods on this planet have outlived entire civilizations. They've endured wars, migrations, plagues, and, well, centuries of neglect. Soldiers, explorers, and survivors relied on them long before refrigeration, modern preservation, or, supply chains existed. The startling truth is that if everything around you fails tomorrow, some of these foods would still be edible, still capable of sustaining life. History, time and again, shows that survival often depended not on weapons or strength, but on what people could eat when nothing else was available. Empires marched on preserved foods. Armies survived brutal winters because of them. Refugees crossed deserts because of them. Today we uncover these ancient survival foods, foods that resist decay and spoilage, and examine what they teach us about preparedness and, honestly, enduring crises. Salt-cured meat. Knowledge over technology. Long before refrigeration, civilizations across Europe, Asia and Africa relied on salt to preserve meat. Salt-cured and air-dried meats were staples for armies and travellers. Roman soldiers carried salted pork and beef on long campaigns, while Viking explorers relied on dried and salted fish to survive extended voyages. Properly cured and stored, salt removes moisture that bacteria require to thrive, dramatically slowing decay. While it doesn't make meat immortal, it allows it to last decades if kept dry. History proves that salt was more than a seasoning. It was life insurance. Entire trade routes and wars were fought over access to it. For modern survivalists, the lesson is clear. Knowledge, patience and disciplined preservation can replace fragile technological systems. Hardtack. Survival over comfort. Hardtack is, a simple and dense food made from just flour, water and sometimes a bit of salt, baked over and over to, remove all the moisture. Used by Roman soldiers, medieval armies, and even during the American Civil War, hardtack could last for generations, provided it stayed dry. Its purpose was never really about taste, but always about survival. Museums have actually tested century-old samples that, believe it or not, remain technically edible. Hardtack really exemplifies an essential principle of survival functionality over comfort. Ancient civilizations understood that food was about sustaining life first, flavor second, a mindset, I must say, that modern society rarely embraces. Grains, the currency of time. Grains like wheat, barley and rice have formed the backbone of human survival for thousands of years. Stored correctly, dry, cool and sealed away from oxygen, they can last for decades or even longer. Archaeologists have even, rather astonishingly, sprouted wheat grains recovered from sites that are thousands of years old. Grains were a hedge against famine, war and disaster. Cities that failed to protect their grain reserves often, sadly, collapsed. From a survival perspective, grains represent stored time in the form of calories. They provide a strategic reserve that allows societies to endure crises, and they remain just as valuable today for anyone preparing for long-term survival. Fermented foods, the power of microbes. Fermentation was never, created for flavour alone. Ancient cultures across Asia and Europe relied on fermentation to extend the life of fish, vegetables, dairy and soy products. Fermentation creates conditions where harmful bacteria simply cannot survive, while also improving digestibility and nutrient availability. Properly fermented foods can remain stable for decades, offering reliable sustenance in times of scarcity. For ancient societies, fermentation was a deliberate survival strategy, a way to convert perishable items into durable, life-sustaining food. Alcohol, safety and strategy in ancient times. Now, alcohol, while not a food in the traditional sense, served as a survival tool for countless societies. Beer and wine were often safer to consume than water, as fermentation kills pathogens. Stored alcohol does not spoil like other liquids. For armies, travellers and settlers, it provided calories, hydration and protection from disease. Alcohol was a survival strategy as much as a beverage, demonstrating how resourcefulness and understanding of natural processes can sustain life in difficult conditions. All these foods share a common principle: intention. Ancient people designed them to resist time. They understood the fragility of supply lines, the unpredictability of war, and the inevitability of famine. Their food systems were built around endurance, not convenience. Modern societies, by contrast, depend on constant resupply, leaving most unprepared for prolonged disruption. The takeaway is practical. Remove moisture, control bacteria, limit oxygen, and rely on methods proven over centuries. Knowledge like this is foundational, not optional. Survival is not about nostalgia. It is about relevance. These foods exist today because the principles behind them work. They demonstrate that preparation, knowledge, and time-tested methods can outlast technology, empires, and convenience. If this guide brought value, make sure to subscribe to Warcraft Survival. Share this video with someone serious about preparedness, leave a comment with your experiences, and continue learning from history. The past does not repeat itself, but it does warn us. Stay ready and trust the foods that have endured centuries. Before you go, don't miss out on more ancient secrets and modern survival tips. Hit that subscribe button now. It's your ticket to staying prepared and ahead of the curve. Watch the button light up below and join our community of survivalists. Your next lesson is just a click away. Subscribe, stay informed, and keep thriving.